Hello everyone, this is going to be a 170 Q&A test. Plaintiff attorney is Mrs. MRS period Wrangler, WRANGLER. Defense attorney is Mr. Simon, SIMON. Again, plaintiff attorney Mrs. MRS period Wrangler, WRANGLER. And defense is Mr. Simon, SIMON. And this is going to start off with plaintiff attorney. Ready? And you were the one who wrote up the information about the area of impact, is that correct? Yes, that is correct. And did you write that up? What page was that on? I think it's on page 23, is that right? Yeah, that's correct. And in trying, what you did was to try and determine the area of impact, is that correct? Yes, correct. Now, I think you folks in the police used to use the term point of impact. Okay. It may have been before your time. I think I'm starting to date myself. Have you ever heard of that term, point of impact? I've heard it used before, but we don't use it anymore. Your training was to use the term area of impact? That is correct. That's because it's really hard when you're doing an investigation of an accident like this to determine, quote, the point of an impact, correct? Well, I'm not sure what the difference is between point of impact and area of impact and why they actually changed it, to be honest with you. So you don't know the difference between point of impact and area of impact, is that right? That's right. I just go off of the area of impact, which is the approximate area. Okay, I guess that's kind of my point, and I think that's why they did it. But I'll let that be for another witness. Okay, new question. You understand the term area of impact is not so specific as to include a precise point. Is that correct? That is correct. It's an area. It's been described to me by other officers as being, somewhere in the 3-foot range. Is that what you'd agree with too? I try to figure out where exactly it is, but you can't be exact. I mean, I wouldn't say 3 feet. That seems like a big distance, but I don't actually know what the distance would be, to be honest with you. Okay, let me be specific to this accident. With regard to the area of impact, you've indicated here on lines 13 through 27 the area of impact. Is that correct? That is correct, yes. And would you say that this would be an area, once we go through this, that would be within about a 3-foot accuracy? Does that sound accurate? A foot or two, yeah. Did you say a foot or two? I would say so, yes. Okay, and do you have the area of impact to the north or to the south of the double yellow lines? It's to the south of the double yellow lines. And by how much, if you know? Do you know? I'm not sure exactly I believe that the roadway width was approximately 12 feet. I'll look. I can look at the factual diagram that's going to have the exact measurements, and I can go off of that if you'd like me to. Just tell me first of all, do you have a memory of seeing anything on the roadway that causes you to say, oh, here is where the accident happened. Here is the area of impact. Yes, I do. And what is it that tells you that? It was a tire friction mark that was the same size as a motorcycle tire. You're talking about the tire friction mark in the one you circled on 7189 of Exhibit 14? No, there's another one. Okay, where? Okay, which one is it? I'll try and find it for you. Let me look. Yeah, go ahead and find the other tire friction mark and let us know which one it is. It's hard to tell in this picture. It's right there. Go ahead and circle it with your red pin, okay? Sure. and let the record reflect the witness has done that. And working with Exhibit 14, this is page or photograph 7179, and go through all those photos and see if there's any other photos that captures that other tire friction mark. For the record, that is photo 100-7197, counsel. Did I misstate the number? Yes, you said 7179. It's 7197. I appreciate that, Your Honor. My bad. Thank you. You are welcome. Should I circle it on all of the pictures or just indicate which one they are? Just circle the mark, the other mark I'm talking about. Maybe you can put a sticky on each one you put them on so we can come back to them quicker. Sure, I can do that. If you've got several, that should be plenty. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of them. Why don't we go back? Just let me know what photographs you circled this other tire mark on. Sure, do you want me to read it off to you or just tag it? I want you to read the page number with that 100 number. It's 100-7288. What's the next one? 100-7287, 100-7219. 72 what? 19. Okay, now thank you. Go ahead, continue. 100-7218, 100-7202, 100-7200, 100-7199, 100-7198, and 100-7197. Okay, so have you circled that other tire mark on all of those photographs? Yes, I have. Okay, now the tire mark that you circled on those photos that you just recited, it's the same tire mark, correct? It appears to be, yes. In other words, it's not more than one. They're all the same mark? Yes, they are. Okay, and the tire mark that you have circled on those group of photos that you just recited for me, I can see what you circled here working with 7197. Do you know whether or not that tire mark was there before the happening of this accident? No, it was not. So that could have been there. It may not have been there. You just don't know one way or the other. Is that correct? At the conclusion of the investigation, I believe that to be the mark left by the motorcycle. That's not my question. My question was this. The tire mark that you have circled in all of those numbers that you just recited for me, you don't know if that tire mark was there before the happening of the accident or not. Is that correct? That is correct, yes. And it may have been there before, but you just don't know. Is that correct? That is right, yes. Were you aware that the tire mark in the photos was not recorded by the officer who prepared the report? I believe that was an error made by the officer. Okay, we don't have a very large word list. We've got exhibit with a number, exhibit 14. So what you're going to do is capitalize E on exhibit, spell it out, capital EXHIBIT, and then 14, you would just do the number 14, okay, because it's a specific exhibit. And then when they're talking about the different photos, when they say 100 dash and then the number, you're just going to do 100, the dash, and then 7287. Okay, so go ahead and put in the dash. All right, and that's pretty much it for the word list. Good luck.